Welcome to Board Game Empire. We're going to be giving you a brief overview and review, and I know I'm butchering this name. Tutankhamun? I don't know. Tutankhamun? I do not know how you pronounce that, but it's the king that's in this tomb right here. So basically, you are working your way down the Nile. The Nile is different each time because you are placing these tiles. We did not place all of them because for the camera we needed you to see the end. There are a lot more tiles than this that you'll be just doing a winding path on your table. That this represents the Nile. Each tile has an artifact or a god on it that you will be either resolving or collecting until the entire set of that collection is collected out of the Nile. There are 5 gods you will see throughout. There's Ra, Thoth, Horus, Osiris, and Isis. And those are shown, you'll see, this one is Ra. So there's...
which I would say Ra game is amazing.
So there's 5 different ones that you'll find on your journey. So you pick your player color and you get a boat and a matching color that goes, this is the scoreboard. I thought that was pretty cool the way they utilized the box as part of the game. Very smart. So a 2-player game starts at 30 and you can see the scoring. I don't know if they can see the scores that go around the board. So you're trying to get your player piece all the way around and back to 0 first. 2-player games start at 30 and it goes further down where you start based on the number of players, because obviously you're going to have less chances to get as many tiles when there's more players. So you take your boat. First player, you could be random or roll dice or whatever. So you could go to any tile. I mean, you could go all the way to here if you wanted, but you wouldn't want to do that. But you could go as many tiles as you want, depending on what collectible you want to get. I would say pay attention to what's here at the end. Like these 8s. I don't know if you could see that. This one, there's 2 of that same type. And the number... that's the number of points you score, and that's also the number of points that are in that collection. So those 2, are not going to be resolved more than likely until the very end of the game. So you may not want to get very many of those as you're going down the Nile. So you'd want to pay attention to that. The little rings, these are just 1 point, but you can trade those in kind of like a resource to get any tile on the Nile. So those are kind of nice. So you just go whichever tile suits your fancy, you just land on it. There are some that have only 2 in the set, so you might want to look and see if you might be able to get that second one soon. Because basically once a set is completed, once you know there's 2 of them, you will be putting tiles in the underworld. In a 2-player game. I don't know if that's in the... because we played the 2-player variant. I think that was the 2-player variant. Oh, the underworld is... okay, you do use the underworld in larger player counts, but in our game, the underworld counts in scoring. So so you want to keep track of what's in the underworld, because when all of that collection has been collected by everyone, you score it. So whoever has the most of those tiles gets the full points on the tiles. So if you collected an 8 one, you had the most, you would get 8 points. The person that comes in second place gets 4 points. So if the underworld has first place, no one's going to get the full points. The person who came in second will get half the points, and the third player, you don't get anything. So you want to try to collect some of all of them if you can, but that's not possible to do, but as many as you can. So you could at least possibly maybe get second place. So you just go, you can either go forward and you remove the tile when you collect it, or you can go backwards 1 to the nearest tile. So you can't go further than the nearest tile. So if you do want to go backwards one, you can, or if there's a hole, you could go to this one. And then say the other player decided to get this tile. So any tiles that are behind the last boat are put into the underworld. So you'd want to put those and keep track of, we just put them in piles. So we knew which ones are in the underworld and how many very quickly at a glance. So you're going to keep doing that throughout, scoring tiles as they're collected, doing the god. If you want, you can collect the god tiles and resolve those. You can collect another god if some of these let you collect any tile on the Nile. You can collect another god with that and just resolve that one's effect as well. So you could kind of keep going with the gods if you wanted. A lot of them are basically removing a tile, putting an underworld, swapping tiles, collecting a tile that's behind your boat, collecting a tile from the underworld, and swap a scarum ring you have collected with any tile on the Nile. So they kind of let you just manipulate the tiles more, and you just keep going until someone has reached 0, and then the game ends immediately, and that person won the game. I think I got everything right.
Yeah.
And then as you score the tiles, you're going to be just dumping them here in the tube.
Oh, did you mention how each god does different thing?
Yeah, I just read them.
Okay. So I really like the components. The components are really cool. I also like the little box, how they use it, and the little I forget what it's called, but tomb. How they pretty much use that and everything, and the underworld. I do like it as a 2-player game. We didn't play it beyond that, so great components. And it's just tiles and pretty much a card, and you're just picking up tiles. Replayability, kind of mid-range replayability, because it does feel kind of same old, and there is strategy, but it's limited on the strategy as well, because the tile, it does have some big factor, because your player turn and how the tiles were set, so you're kind of limited on that aspect as well. So it's but it does take, it's very easy to teach, probably 3 or 4 minutes. Setting up probably takes it takes quite a bit.
Yeah,
7
you have
minutes.
to do all the tiles.
Yeah, because it's a little time consuming on the setting up. But and then the mechanics, very simplistic. I do wish that there was more strategy into this game, because I do like the how you play the Nile and how the score points and the underworld work. But it's very limited on the strategic aspect of the game, because all you're pretty much doing is going down the Nile, set collection, and then some of the gods do certain things, but very limited strategy. I think this is more tailored for 8, 9, 10 plus. I think that this is more of a beginner or midweight gamer, not people that played a lot of Euro games that like strategic games. So for me, I'm giving this a 7 out of 10. I wanted more from it. I do like the illustration. I do think that there's a place for this game. Like I said, I think this is more for family game night, or light to middleweight gamers. So 7 out of 10. What did you think?
Yeah, we enjoyed playing it. It was a fun game, but like he said, for us, we would probably be a little bored of this game after a few more plays, because although you're placing the tiles randomly each time, it would get repetitive for us. We would need something else to take it up a level. But like he said, it would be a great family game. It's great if it would be a game you could easily, if you had children that know their numbers, if they're old enough to know their numbers and to count, it would be a great game to allow them to play with you. You may have to help them just a little bit with the god abilities, but it would be a great family game. Or like you said, for light gamers, people that love, just more of your light, quick easy to learn games. There's nothing wrong with that. We've just played a lot of games. So we've gotten a little more pickier as through the years. But yeah, it is a fun game. I would give this a 7. It's a solid 7. And like I said, I really love how they implemented the box and the scoring. I think that's very very smart and cost effective. And so definitely a 7. We will put the link in the description if you want to check this out for yourself. Sorry if I butchered the name. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that. But thank you for watching this video. If you have any questions or feedback, feel free to leave that in the comments. We do hope you will like this video and share it with those you might think would like to add this game to their collection. If you're not already, we hope you'll subscribe. If you are, thank you so much for being a loyal fan. And thank you again for watching, and we look forward to seeing you next time.